Hey everybody, welcome to a great episode of Panic Attacking, the podcast where we look at anxiety through a comedy lens and have a lot of jokes and a lot of serious talk. I'm Andrew Chavone.
And I'm Steven Rogers.
We are joined by our resident therapist, Dr. Deb, who listens to our anxiety and gives us advice at the end. This was very powerful advice.
Yeah.
I had a problem. What made me anxious was my gym had been charging me through Corona and didn't tell me until my credit card got declined.
I get into a Corona-specific story, but I do not want to spoil it. So you'll hear it in a little bit, but it is nerve-wracking.
It is shocking. Stay tuned, everyone.
I am okay, but yeah.
And then me, Steven, and Dr. Deb getting these listener topics. We had one big one that we'll just tease right now, where a listener was digging in their backyard and broke a pipe and now doesn't know what to do. And all three of us give a mental health answer and a practical answer of how to do this if this ever happened to you at home. So stay tuned. A lot of laughs, a lot of good times. Please leave us a review if you like the show. 5 stars, preferably. You know, it's a free country, but
Americans are sneaky.
Because we haven't gotten a review in a couple of weeks, so we need to boost that algorithm. And subscribe to our YouTube because this video's on there, and if we get enough subscribers, we can change the channel name, which is pathetic. But
the more subscribers we get, the more things we can bring to you and do with the channel and the podcast. So please share the YouTube channel and encourage people to subscribe.
Yeah, that you said it perfectly. So everybody, thank you so much for listening. Patreon is $5 a month. That gets you a bonus episode and other video content we can't post online because we it's risque. I don't know. So everybody, thank you for listening. Stay tuned for the music.
My heart starts beating really fast. I'm like sweating and trembling.
Me too.
Am I gonna die?
Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the podcast. I'm Steven Rogers.
I'm Andrew Chavone. I hope you enjoyed that music, everybody. This is day 2 of our new pilot program where we're doing video that's HD for good or for better or worse here.
It wasn't good for me last time.
Oh, yeah, you had the thing in your teeth.
Yeah.
Hilarious clip we posted on Instagram. Check that out.
I honestly haven't checked myself in the mirror today, and I forgot that I'd be on camera.
I don't know how you forgot that.
I didn't think of it. I didn't learn from last week, so we'll see.
Okay. So, yeah, last edit, we got informed by our editor, Beggar Amazing, who does great work. He told us that we were too close to the camera, so our heads ended up looking gigantic on the thing. And mine was bigger than yours. I mean, I have a bigger head than you in general, but mine was zoomed in more, so I look like an adult and a child dynamic.
Yeah, we changed the name of the podcast to Birds and the Bees. You were sitting me down and giving me the talk.
Yeah, our first episode is Birds and the Bees. Episode 2 is how to tie a tie and how to shave.
Yeah. Well, you can wait a while before you have to teach me that. Man,
I know, you've been taking those testosterone supplements. So
yeah, it's still nothing on my cheeks. They're all ingrown.
Yeah, if you took an X-ray, it would look like a beard. But
this guy has a fuzzy skull. I said fuzzy weird.
Yeah, you look like you ever see like a documentary about fungus and how like all the root, like the fungus is just. The mushroom is just a little part of it, and then most of it is...
Oh, I've seen pictures, but I haven't seen the film.
It's like an upside-down tree.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even know, but that's what your face would be.
You gave so much explanation that by the time you got to it, it was a surprise punchline. I forgot what we were talking about.
And I was losing confidence by the word. I had to bail.
You did great. Oh, man. You got your... Now, did you get your hair cut because you were worried about taking up a lot of screen. So
Yeah, I tried to lessen everything like a wrestler who takes off his clothes and spits in a cup to lose the weight. I had to do everything to shed the head pounds.
shed head.
Yeah, and then when I was getting my hair cut, this isn't. I don't know how interesting of a story this is, but the guy was from, and I mentioned him before.
Yeah, we go to the same barber.
Yeah, he's from Tajikistan or Tajikistan, and he's like, I've been living here for a year, and why are you Americans so sneaky? And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, I went to accountant, he gave me a price, and then next time I go, it's more. He changed his mind and tricked me. And I'm like, okay. And then he's like, and then I went to a lawyer, same thing. Price he gave me, and then he did it, and then it was more. And I'm like, how do you know these people? And he's like, my friends recommended me. And I'm like, are these lawyers and accountants also from Turkmenistan? And he's like, yes. And I'm like, that's not America. That's a Turkmenistan Junior. I don't know how you're basing Americans off of your expatriates that live here.
Yeah. Wait a minute. I mean, you guys are officially Americans, but is that what is he saying? Just like, anyone that's an American citizen becomes sneaky?
Maybe that's the process.
Like you get a passport and it comes with tips and tricks.
It's just a Hamburglar mask inside the passport, and you have to put it on and go rabble rabble. But I mean, I told him, I was like, I think what's going on is like what happened in The Godfather 2, how the more senior immigrants prey upon the new immigrants.
Right. Sure.
Because they figure the new immigrants don't know any better, so they take advantage of them. And he goes, "You have point."
Oh, that's great.
And I was like, maybe I do.
I do have point.
I do have point. And then you have the point because you have the scissors.
Yeah. Then you look in the mirror and he made a point with your hair.
Yeah, that's what he was talking about the whole time. He's like, you have point. You're stupid, though. But you do have technically a point on your head.
Oh, man. Whenever I tell my dad he has a point, he goes, thanks. I try to come over it.
Yeah. Yeah. The insult pinhead always confused me. Is it because your head's a point, or is it because your head's so small that you would have a small brain?
Oh, that second one seems smarter, but I don't know if that's right. The second one is what I would, if I came up with pinhead and people were like, what did you mean by that? I'd be like, that second one. Because it seems the smartest.
And then you ever hear the expression pin-eyed? Like a pin-eyed congregation?
No.
I don't know. That's bad, too. That's an insult.
Oh, I didn't. I mean, hey. Pinhead, I think it's the second one. Because even if you look at bowling pins, their heads are smaller. And every pin, the head's the smallest.
But if you got called bowling pin itself, that would be an insult. You'd be like,
yeah, it's like a pushover.
You have a small head and a huge body.
I always thought of the oldest Wayans brother. I can't remember which name.
There's Marlon, Damon.
I think it's
Damien.
I think it's Marlon. No, that's not the oldest. Whoever the oldest.
That's the baseball team.
Whoever the oldest Wayans brother, he had this great bit. He was like, the only sport my dad likes is bowling because it's a big black ball taking out a bunch of white pins with red necks.
That was like one of the first race jokes I've ever heard. I was like, my mind is blown.
Mine too. That was the first one for me.
There's also, it might have been him too, but he had a joke about why are the black olives in a can and the white or the green olives in a jar? Something like why? I mean, that's true. Why is that? Because it's like racist against olives.
That's so funny. I always think of Ellen's joke where she's like, sardines are easy to get out of the can, but pickles are like, they're really stuck in there and jammed in there. Pickles are packed like sardines. They said no. It was like the sardines aren't really packed like sardines. Pickles are packed like sardines.
That was her joke?
Yeah.
Like,
You know the expression, like we're packed in here like sardines?
I've heard the expression we're in a pickle.
No,
We're in a bit
there's
of a
like
pickle.
there's the one where if like everyone's jammed in, which won't happen anymore, but if everyone was jammed in,
Vaccine coming.
yeah, tight into a spot, we're like, oh, we're packed in here like sardines. But
I've heard that expression, yeah. But I don't get her joke.
sorry, I'm really butchering it.
I get what you're saying. Sardines are loose, pickles are jammed.
Yeah.
But that, to me, pickles aren't jammed. They have the same kind of storage.
They're pickled.
They're pickled. They're marmalade.
I'm in a jam right now.
All right, yeah, let's get the knife and spread this out here. What's going on? You seem a little half-stepped here. Are you sleepy or?
I am sleepy.
I am too. I just dropped a pen.
Yeah. Whenever you and I are low energy, the other one always thinks the tired one's mad at them.
I'll tell you why mine is. I could not sleep all night because I had I agreed to host a Zoom trivia at 12. I had to log in at 11:30, and all night I kept thinking I'm gonna oversleep. It's on Saturday, and I talked on a Patreon about how I almost missed another one.
Yeah.
So that's in my head. So every time I did sleep, I had the nightmare that I missed it, and everyone was mad at me.
Right.
And then I would wake up in a cold sweat. And then when you wake up in a cold sweat, you got to check what time it is. So you look at your phone, and then you're like, "Oh, it's my phone. While I'm looking at the time, might as well check the internet and the news and my notifications and look up the guy I went to high school with that I had a dream about, what he's up to. I don't know. In my dream, he had wings. So does he have those on Facebook? I don't know.
I had a intense dream 2 nights ago that when I woke up, I was like, my whole day was shot from a dream. I was just like, oh God, and same thing, spiraled the whole day. Couldn't keep up because my dreams now are adult scenarios, like being late to something.
Oh,
Sam Evans, a friend of the show, has a bit about this, but like I have dreams of things that could actually happen, and then I wake up, and it's the day of the things that are gonna happen.
I do that all the time, yeah. And then sometimes I'll have like messed up dreams where I'm like, I think we talked about this before, but I'm like, I wish it's a dream. I can't believe this is happening. I wake up as a dream. I'm like, oh, thank God. And then I'll tell my girlfriend about it, and she's like, doesn't even look up from her phone. Like, to me, it's the most traumatizing dream, and it like it was life altering how intense this was. And she's like, whatever. And then I can't even remember what it was. Like, so I guess it wasn't that interesting. Like right now, I can't tell you what that dream that I woke up in a cold sweat and rethought my whole life.
I don't remember mine either, and but I'm tired too. I mean, I've been, as you could tell by how you got here, I've been lazy today. I've been fried all day, so I haven't.
From what? What happened?
I don't know. I woke up fried chicken and
rice.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. It was one of those days where it felt like let's say a good day is a bus, and I've been chasing it all day.
Okay, what do you mean?
Like, let me on the bus.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, it was raining this morning. Maybe that messed up your mood.
That might have been it, honestly. I looked and went, well, today sucks, and then
So, all right. So the name of the game is What Made Us Anxious This Week. We talk about it and joke about it.
How are you doing? You seem frazzled.
Well, now I am. Got a million lights. Things are unplugged. The charger last time I said was so hot, I almost burned myself again.
Oh, that's right.
It is glowing like radioactive. So this week, blanking here. What are we talking about? Dreams?
I think today's clip will be combination of just us showing how tired we are.
I think this clip would be a clip of a different podcast. Just clip show that.
Yeah, a little shout out to somebody else. Well, I'll lead with a big thing if you want.
Yeah, let me hear it. Oh yeah, you've been saving this.
I've been saving a thing. Pretty crazy.
Wait, is it gonna bury me? Because I'll do my quick thing before.
Do your quick thing.
Okay, so that'll be a little teaser for people. So my little thing is I got an email on Tuesday, and the email said New York Sports Club, Sunnyside, which is my gym. And I said, oh, there must be reopening. Because I drove by a couple times. It was closed. I didn't see any charge on my credit card anymore. So I'm like, I don't know what's going on. And then I opened the email and it said, you owe us for the gym. Your credit card doesn't work. And from the last episode, as you remember, I lost it and canceled it.
Yeah.
So I say, what? You didn't even tell me you're open. Why are you charging me without telling me? I kind of like was angry, and I was like, and it had no statement, like no like proof or whatever. I don't know what it was. So I'm like, send me a statement. I don't know what you're talking about. So then they email and say, of course, sir, but we've been open since September. As soon as the governor said you could open. And we're open. And I'm like, you don't tell me that you're open? Just because the governor says you're open doesn't mean you're open. I figured, the gym could be closed. You didn't give me a heads up at all. Hey, by the way, we're charging your credit card now. And of course they don't, because they know.
Yeah, they get your money.
Yeah, if they say, we're open, we're going to charge your credit card, you're going to be like, well, it's the middle of a pandemic. I have no idea why you're open, so I'm going to cancel.
Yeah.
So they knew that. They didn't tell me. Now they tell me because my credit card got stolen, so...
Well, this is me finding out the exact same time that my gym will definitely be charging me. And probably has been.
And everyone, this goes for everybody listening. And what they did was so sneaky. Well, kind of. But Americans are sneaky. New York Sports Club, New Yorkers especially. So what?
You have points.
I have weak arms. We're not going there.
Well, that's the point of exercise.
Trembling.
So what they did was they charged me a month when quarantine happened. That first month they charged me, so I guess there was a big hubbub. They're like, all right, we're sorry. What we're going to do is credit you a month. So when I heard gyms reopen, I checked my credit card. I didn't see a charge.
They put that credit there.
They didn't charge me, so I'm like, okay, I'm good. But I wasn't. They hid in the woods. Like the scene from
the game I was playing.
Right, yeah. And I was going to say, like, Lord of the Rings when they hide in the woods and shoot at an elephant.
Oh, that'd be my least favorite scene.
Why, you like elephants?
I love elephants.
Well, you got to watch this movie then. They're a big part of it. Well,
really? They're one of the supporting cast?
Yeah. It's Aragorn, Legolas, and some elephant that dies in the woods.
And Babar, what was it?
That's Babar, yeah. He's a king, but he's also French, which, because France is known for their elephant kings.
The elephants in the green suits.
Yeah, they have a family that looks like them. And they live in a house. Anyway, I don't know what I'm saying. Everybody out there, check. But I got so upset. And then I emailed right away and I say, I'm canceling my account. And they say, well, we can't cancel until you pay. And I say, I'm not paying until you cancel.
Classic Andrew move. This is...
And now we're at a standstill all night.
You take your shirt off to get into the groove?
No, I tore it off like a wrestler. It came out of a coffin and as I typed it.
Your wrestling name is the bargainer.
Bargainer the elephant. So after that, they sent me an email at 7 that said I had to pay, and that's the process. And I'm like, what process? They just make this up.
Right.
My process isn't getting charged for no reason. So can you honor that process? And then, so I got so heated, and then they sent that at 7, and then I'm like, I'm not even opening that. And then the next day I didn't really care, and I haven't replied in like 2 days. You get heated just for a little bit, and then you stop caring, and then you just want it to be over.
Man.
So I think I'm going to pay, and then I don't know what else to do.
Well, pay and then cancel.
Well, that's what I'm going to do, yeah.
Yeah. I almost said you're rolling in that GameStop money.
Yeah, the negative money.
My bad. You're making as much money as if you returned a game there.
Yeah. My bank account is the equivalent of when you think you're going to get a lot of GameStop, and then there's like this game you paid $60 for, it's 5 cents.
Yeah.
Severely depreciated.
Oh man. Well, I should I get into it?
Let's get into it. This big one.
All right. So I last Tuesday, there's an open mic nearby that's safe. They have all the doors and windows open, and it's a tiny cupboard. They're doing mics.
Where? In the basement?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So it's kind of, I mean, you're doing comedy, but it's freezing, but it's safe. So I've been going there, trying out some stuff, and Jeff Sheen, my roommate, funny comedian, we were running over to do the mic, and my old roommate, friend of the show, Erica Spera,
Oh yeah.
is calling me, and I'm like, well, I'm literally walking into the mic. I'll just get a hold of her after.
Oh my God.
And I didn't. Yeah, exactly. I should have just answered the phone and made sure she was all right or whatever. She is fine.
No, you got to do 3 minutes in the basement.
I know my priorities were not great. I totally agree.
And it's literally down to your house. That's pretty convenient.
But it is. It's so close. But I texted Erica prior to her calling me, asking her if I had any mail that showed up to the old apartment. So I thought she was just calling me to be like, yeah, I got this here and this here, something like that.
Gotcha.
So then my phone is blowing up, and it's like I'm getting texts from Erica so fast I can't see what they are. You know, when it keeps changing and you can't follow the story.
Yeah.
So I then Caitlin's texting me over and over again, and I'm like, all right, something's up. And I look, Erica goes, "Are you free? This is at 5:45. This is going down." She's like, "Are you able to get to this spot at 6:30? We can get you the vaccine."
What?
And I went, "What? Are you kidding me?" And she's like, I can give them your name right now, but you got to let me know because I'll be leaving. She had gotten the vaccine because a place in Brooklyn had to just start giving them out to people because they were going to go bad faster than they can make appointments.
Oh my God.
I think it was from the storm or whatever. They had issues, so they had to give them to people. So I'm like, well, I'm with Jeff right now. Is there any way we can also get him the vaccine? Because I feel bad abandoning the person I live with to go selfishly get my own. And the only reason I went and tried to get it is because they were going to go bad and be thrown out.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would not try to cut the line because I have a sick mom who has still not gotten the vaccine.
I get it.
But no, I just want to make that very clear. Because that's where I stand on that. But anyways, so I'm like, I guess I'll try. And I look, it's now 6 o'clock when I find this out, and it's a half an hour drive. They close at 6:30.
Oh God.
And
it's rush hour.
It's rush hour.
It's a weekday?
It's New York City. It's a Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Jeff, you want to go get the vaccine? And he was like, let's do it. We sprint to Caitlin's car. And that's when I found out how badly I wanted it, is in that moment when I was like, all right. And I'm sprinting, run to my apartment in here, grab my key, the car key, sprint. He's already at the car. We get in. He's navigating. It's like a heist. Feels like we were playing the game you walked in on me playing. He's navigating. I'm driving. And we get there. And I guess word had just gotten out to the neighborhood. So we get there, and it is a long line. But within maybe 2 minutes, a line blocks and blocks and blocks behind us.
Oh my God. So it got bigger.
It was huge, and it was crazy. So we're in line, and I'm texting Erica, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm a horrible communicator. You have a point. Americans are sneaky. And
Yeah.
so we're in line, and there's military everywhere in like their army uniforms and stuff. It looks like that Will Smith movie, I Am Legend. It looks just like that. There's people with med stuff on and military everywhere. I think
In that movie, he was the only one alive.
Well, I mean, in the big opening scene.
Oh, right. Where they blow up the bridges.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that movie where everyone was really a lot of people in that movie.
You guys remember that 30-second scene?
I Am Legend, the scene where it's just him in the middle of New York. It was the opposite.
Yeah. When there was like lions in Times Square? It was nothing like that. Anyways.
And deer.
Oh, yeah, there was deer. That's what I said when I got the text. Oh, dear. So I wasn't lying, but I get. So I'm in line.
I'd be cowardly. I'm afraid of needles.
John, dear.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're in line, and this guy has his bicycle. It's him and his bicycle in line, and he's asking these like military guys. He's like, Can I leave the line to like lock up my bike? And the military guys are like, "What do you? We have bigger problems than your bicycle."
Yeah.
And I'm joking with Jeff. I'm like, maybe he's trying to get his bike a shot, and he's trying to get his bike vaccinated.
Yeah, he's like, just put it right in the tire. Whoops.
Yeah, and they go like this. So
you got the Huffy brand.
Yeah.
of the vaccine.
So where this is going. He looks at me and Jeff and goes, "Can you guys save my spot in line? I'm going to leave
Oh, God.
to lock up the bike."
Oh, God.
And I'm like, this, and any other time, sure, maybe. I still said yes, but this is more nerve-wracking because this is for a vaccine. Like if we get in, it's the lines to get into the building.
Uh-huh.
If we get into the part where we're right about to go in the building and he just cuts in front and people start screaming at us, like this is about people's health. So my nerves are like, oh my God, it's gonna look like he's cutting and everyone's gonna freak out at us. And everyone's wearing masks, so he didn't recognize us when he tried to get back. So he kept trying to cut other people.
Oh no!
Because he didn't know which ones was us. And eventually, I was like, "Over here, bikey!" And then he got in front of us right before we went in.
That guy, after the first wrong question, "Is this you?" and they say, "What?" I'm be like, "I'm done. I don't get the vaccine. I'll get it next time."
I'm not even going to take my bike.
Yeah. Keep my bike, and you can sell the wheels. I'm gonna move out of the city completely. I'm gonna move to a place where there's no bike trails at all.
So we get in the building, and they rush us past. There's this like these check-in tables where you're supposed to fill out paperwork. See, this military guy grabs me and Jeff and goes, "Past this and just keep going with me," and he puts us at the end of this other line.
Okay.
And in front of me in line is Khalid.
Oh, the comedian.
Another comedian.
Erica texted him?
Erica had texted him and another comic and got their names on the list as well.
Wow.
So I ran into another comic in the vaccine line. Then they bring us in. It's in a high school like gymnasium, and there's like socially distant marked spots for everyone to sit and all that. They take me to this booth, and there's 3 military people and me, and they sit me in this chair, and they're talking to me, and they're like, "All right, let's scan your thing that you got on the front door." And
what kind of building is this? Is it like the lab from Men in Black where they go into the ventilator and then it's an underground layer?
It's like a school gym, like. It's like those movies. I picked a bad movie to use earlier, but it's like those movies when there's a pandemic and they set up a thing in a weird spot.
Just because there's a lot of space there?
Yeah, the gym just has a lot of space, and it's like they can do it all safely.
So it's a school?
It's a school gym.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I actually I gave the gym teacher a note when I came in. I'm like, actually, I can't play basketball today. I'm getting my vaccination. But
I walked in and I threw dodgeballs at my face.
I got picked last. It was, so
I had to open a locker before I got there and put on a shirt that smelled because it was sitting on shoes for a week.
Yeah, they're like, hey, if you want the vaccination, you have to climb to the top of this rope.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn. I'll never get it.
You ever play the game Dr. Dodgeball, where it's regular dodgeball, but there's a doctor that can heal people?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's the name of the doctor that gave you the vaccine. His name is Dr. Dodgeball.
Oh, man. He's like, all right, let's just give you oh!
You ever play the game and then like the kids are rolling around like it's that scene from Saving Private Ryan on Omaha Beach? They're like, medic.
Yeah, yeah. When it hits the ground,
Yeah, the doctor is like, I'm coming, and then he goes, beep, and his hand starts shaking, and he flashes back.
Yeah, there's people making foxholes with gym mats.
Take cover. Take these covers. They smell weird and they're blue.
Oh man, so funny. So it's me and these three military people, and one's at the computer, and he's like, "All right, what's your name? You should all your information should have been taken when you came in, so we'll be good to go." And I'm like, actually, a guy took me straight to you, so I don't have any information. I didn't fill out anything. And they're like, all right. And they made me fill out all this paperwork in front of them. So it's just me sitting awkwardly with three military people watching me write.
What info did they need?
They needed everything. Like they needed, address, all that stuff, just to keep track of like, oh, we gave this person a thing. And it was normal doctor stuff.
Okay, maybe for the reshot or whatever.
Yeah,
for the second dose.
Yeah, and so then I'm making like joke. I don't remember them, but I'm making jokes with them, and I'm like, because I'm nervous and all this. So then I'm like, man, must be you guys are doing this a lot. Good for you guys. That's great. Thanks so much. And the guy that's about to put the needle in my arm goes, this is actually our first one. And then
your first what?
I was the first person they gave it to in this booth here.
The first person that doctor gave it to?
Yeah, this trio. They're like, this is our first day. And then
that had to be a joke, right? They were doing people all day.
I don't know. He had a straight face, but it was covered. So
yeah, it's really hard to tell when people are sarcastic. You're like, when people say something, I'm like, did your eyebrow just slightly go up? So was that a joke?
Your mask has a new wrinkle. So got the shot. And then they make you sit there for 15 minutes to make sure you're not allergic or whatever.
Well, you get every shot you don't take. You miss every shot.
And they gave me a card, which is right behind me over there on my whiteboard.
I wonder what that was.
Yeah.
I thought you joined the draft in Vietnam.
Great. Well,
go figure.
I didn't get my second shot. Careful.
I just drank this water too fast.
Wait, you're really doing an emotional scene. It looks like you're crying.
And drooling because the water's coming out. Oh, my God. I've been waterboarded by myself. I'll tell you anything. Good Lord. I'm welling up here. Give me some beef. I'm Wellington.
I think you're just emotional that I got the shot.
Yeah, the twists and turns in that tale, though.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Erica, I still can't believe you didn't look at your phone. That blows my mind. A girl's texting you a million things. You can't open them? And
I did. Well, I eventually did.
Well,
but
eventually. Yeah. I'd be like, okay, a call and a lot of text. Let me look at this thing.
Are you okay?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Oh, man.
Now my eyes are going to be red.
Oh, yeah. No, you're fine. Just don't keep touching them.
We got to SD this footage to make myself look better. We need to add the Snapchat filter where it looks like butterflies around my head.
Beggar's got his hands full on this one. We had cords coming undone. You're crying.
So what's the deal? So they say you're not cured until you get the second one or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, Dr. Deb, our resident therapist and nurse can probably give way more information than I can, but because I don't know where the variants come into play, but
I don't think anybody knows.
nobody does. Well, I was just adding I like feeling part of the group.
So what do you see as your future of post-vaccination man?
Well, first I'll get that as my legal name.
That's your Avengers title.
But yeah, I'm getting it in March. I'll get my second shot. And the day after I get my second shot, I'm supposed to go on the road with Brian.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
I bet he's already loaded up.
Yeah, he's post-vaccination man. I'm post-vaccination boy.
Yeah, you're a sidekick.
Yeah. I ride in the sidecar. But yeah, and I'll tell you this, for the people, I know a few listeners, I believe, have gotten it, but I'm not positive on who's gotten what. But that next day, your arm's going to hurt more than a tetanus shot.
Really?
Oh, man. I'm
God.
putting on my jacket and crying. I'm like you after a glass of water. Yeah. I'm rolling on the ground like I'm playing dodgeball. It's really, it hurt so much. And I was sleepy too. So, but that was, that was Wednesday.
So that was Wednesday. You woke up so you got the shot Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday, you woke up feeling like crap.
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, so that could be affecting your mojo. The microchip in your brain now is slowing things down.
Yeah, I'm getting a bad Wi-Fi signal. I'm
Bill Gates is like, wants to hear the episode a couple days early, so he's tuning into your frequency that you now have.
Yeah, he's sending me riffs.
Yeah,
and they present into my eyeball.
It's like in Schwarzenegger, or not Schwarzenegger, Terminator. Yeah, when I'm tired, it's really bad with references. But you got what I was saying.
Do you think Schwarzenegger was like, I'll only do characters that rhyme with my last name?
I only do characters that rhyme with my last name and that are written as an Austrian person, where no one acknowledges that he has an accent.
A couple of movies, or at least one, he's from Austria, but they brush over it really quickly.
Yeah, there's a movie where it's called Jingle All the Way, where he needs Turbo Man, Vaccination Man. And the whole time I'm like, does no one ever be like, what are you saying? Like, what? I can't hear you. Can you? He doesn't repeat anything in any movie.
And nobody brings up how buff he is. Like,
yeah, really.
It's a Christmas movie, and the guy has biceps bigger than the chimney Santa goes down.
Yeah, it's Sinbad. It's out of shape. He's like the antagonist. I'd just be like, you can take the Turbo Man. I'm a mailman. I'm sorry. I'll wait for the next one at Kmart. I don't know why I'm going to cross you. You're gigantic. I mean,
yeah, I think he punches him at one point or something. When they do that superhero fight on the float or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know why he fights Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I think that came out in the 90s. The 90s had different movies back then where, like, I feel like now a movie has to be kind of grounded in reality. And in the 90s, like, nothing... Like every comedy did not make sense. Like there's this movie where Martin Short is a kid named Clifford. Have you ever seen that?
No.
And he just is a kid. He's like supposed to be 12, but he's a 40-year-old man. And he's like weird, and he stays with his uncle and has a crush on his uncle's girlfriend.
What the hell?
That was a movie. And then there's that movie where it's called Blank Check, where the kid gets a check and gets $1 million.
Sinbad's in that, I think.
Is he really?
I think.
Well, Sinbad's also in House Guest, where...
Oh, it might be House Guest I'm thinking of. I don't know.
He might have been in Blank Check. He might have been like the driver or something.
I think Sinbad was a driver. In this movie I'm thinking of where a kid becomes rich suddenly, Sinbad was a driver or something.
Well, there was a couple. There was 3 movies that came out at the same time. There was Blank Check, where the kid writes himself $1 million check and he cashes it somehow. Like that will ever happen. You find a check on the ground. First of all, that's fraud. You'd literally go to jail for cashing a fake check. And second, you write $1 million, your first check you find, hey, might as well.
Hey,
What account would have that? That's not.
Americans are sneaky.
They are, yeah. He must be watching that movie. And then he just continues with that money the whole movie, and he buys candy, I guess. I don't remember what he does, but
I remember he buys a crap load of stuff, and I'm like, in hindsight, you broke the $1 million. You already spent it all.
Yeah, he spent it on like race cars, and I don't remember what he did. But then there's Richie Rich, where he's rich and he has a McDonald's in his house. That's the only scene I remember is like,
oh yeah,
he's showing off his house. There's a McDonald's there, and I'm like, and I was a kid watching this. I'm like, these workers just go to this guy's house. Like, what do they do all day? Like, just wait for him to be hungry? Why do they need to come in all the time? He should just ship McDonald's to. He needs a whole McDonald's in his house.
You think he gets mad when he doesn't get a toy?
Yeah. What am I paying you people for? And they're like, we have no idea.
Yeah, we've been waiting down here for months for you to be in the mood for McDonald's.
Yeah. How often do you eat McDonald's, sir? You're a child.
You won't even give me time off, and you're not even eating here.
So you're Richie Rich. You're the richest person in the comic books. You can afford Wagyu and like exotic beef and a chef from wherever.
But he's also a child.
Yeah, but couldn't you tell your chef, hey, make me a Wagyu burger and then add some sauce on it?
I didn't know what Wagyu was until 2 seconds ago.
What do you mean?
I've never heard of Wagyu.
You never heard of it?
No. Waco, Texas.
The Siege.
What's Waco?
It's this like specialized beef where allegedly they like massage the cow. And
Oh, I've heard of massaging the cow to get good beef, but
it's like an elite kind of cut. And then I was like, whatever, I'm sure it's not good. And then I went with Maddie to a place that had it on the menu, and it's like it was really small and it wasn't that expensive. And I ate it. I'm like, oh my god,
it was good.
Yeah, it tasted like so soft. Like
Wow.
I don't know how to describe.
Well, they
it.
got all the knots out.
Exactly. Yeah, the guy was really loose or whatever.
You go in the kitchen. There's a bunch of cows in like a steam room.
Yeah, I guess every other cow is stressed out the whole time. So.
Yeah, they're lifting furniture, going, oh.
Well, so if you were rich, you would get the super expensive beef, and you get your chef to like add the spices from McDonald's. So it kind of tastes like McDonald's, but it's not bad for you, maybe, or not as bad. But in reality, they needed money for this crappy movie, so they asked McDonald's.
Of course,
they were like, "We'll only give you money if you put the whole McDonald's
in this guy's
in this guy's house."
Great, we had room in the script.
Great, we'll edit that in, and then and other things that don't make sense. And then there was a third movie where there was the child of the president. I think it was called First Boy, and then
really thought long and hard about that title.
Yeah, it was some dumb movie, First Kid or something.
Yeah.
And then he meets somebody online, and then they're like, hey, you want to meet up? And he's like, sure. And he leaves the White House, and then he gets kidnapped. And
oh, my God. Oh, my God.
I can't remember the rest of the movie, but
the kidnapper's lair is a Burger King.
Oh, my God. I spit all that out. Jesus, what's happening to me? I'm imploding.
You transforming?
I'm anamorphing into a jellyfish.
Oh, you can charge the phones. All right, I got one more thing, and then we'll get into the topic. We only got one topic, so we're
so far, yeah. And our phones are recording, and we didn't post we give anyone a lot of time. But we did get a semi-topic that I forgot about. But, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, also, the topics can come at any time, everybody. We've proven to not post with excellent timing. So just send us your topics at any point, and we will save them.
Well, Ronnie did send me a topic, so we'll talk about it.
Oh, perfect. Thank you, Ronnie. Great. Quickly, Brian's special did come out. Brian Regan's special. If anybody has not seen it, it's very good. I I had a little bit of anxiety that came about was I posted about it,
Okay.
just promoting it, trying to be a good friend, being like, guys, check out this special. It's really good. I was honored to be a part of it. It was so fun to watch. It's a great special. Go watch it. And then people were commenting on the post going, congratulations, Steven, and a bunch of way to go, Steven. And I'm like, no, this isn't about me. This is about him. And then I got in my head that it looked like I was going, look what I did. So I've been in my head about it.
Yeah, that always happens to me. Anything I do, I'm like, oh, I did too much. And
Yeah.
it's so weird when you're posting something, you're like, this is the greatest. And then like 5 minutes later, you're like, why did I do that? Isn't that weird? Like, you're like, this is going to be the thing that changes my whole life.
Yep.
Everyone's going to come to my house and knock on my door and be like, wow, I love that Facebook status. Good job. And then,
Yeah, I love that blender joke you did.
And then, yeah, right. And then like an hour later, it has 1 like, and you're like, oh, this sucks.
Yeah, I found that out with my cat scratch TikTok.
Oh, yeah. I told you that.
You were right.
Yeah,
it bombed. I got to get my hair cut.
So, yeah, I don't think anyone was like, I think they were genuinely excited that you were mentioned in the special thanks.
Right. Yeah.
And that your voice was at the beginning. That's like an achievement in itself.
Yeah. I just worry. At the time, since then I've felt better. But when you post something supporting another person, but you're involved, it does look a little bit like, look what I did, and then back patting.
It also could be like,
Which it leads to good beef.
you know, when you, yeah. Well, it doesn't relax you, so. But it also is a thing where you said, I'm glad to be a part of it. So people were just like, thank you. They didn't realize that the part you were in was a voice and the credits.
Right.
So maybe they thought like you were more in it than they probably didn't even watch it. They didn't know idea what you were talking about.
Good point. They just wanted to be a part of they wanted to ride a status to see if it got big.
They wanted to be a part of your part. So your part in Brian Regan's new Netflix special, which everyone needs to check out. It's hilarious.
It's so funny.
Is like, you know, your name is at the end or part of it, and then your voice is at the beginning. So these people commenting, what they are is like, ladies and gentlemen, and then like Raj.
Yeah, they have a small part of my part.
Yeah.
That's funny. All right, good. I just want to make sure I did right by Brian and didn't look like I was self-indulgent.
No, I think you're great.
Great, perfect. You're great too.
And I've never retweeted more of a special of somebody that
Same.
like I've been plugging his super hard because he follows me on Twitter. I really want him to succeed so you could succeed. So
yeah, we got to have him back.
Yeah, we get comments on the one we posted on YouTube like we need to hear that story and we're like it's the pandemic, but
yeah. I'm also worried that people's expectations are going to get too high for that story. It's a great story, but
now we're building it up more.
Yeah.
So stay tuned, everybody. We'll
have him back. He will be back.
It'll be funny no matter what, and we'll get sleep before it. Or maybe not. I'll be too nervous.
Yeah, you'll get in a cold sweat. Swallow that right.
I'll choke on my water.
All right, let's welcome our favorite guest that we are so lucky to have, our resident therapist with over 30 years of experience. Please welcome Dr. Deb.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, yeah. So how do you like that now? You can hear us better.
Yeah, it sounds great. Good sound.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. So welcome, Dr. Deb, with our resident therapist who's been listening, and we like to seek your well-earned professional advice.
Well, Stephen, that's great that you started the vaccine process.
Thank you.
Yeah. And, depends on what vaccine that you get, but do you know?
I got Pfizer.
Yeah, Pfizer. Yeah. So different people have different reactions to it. So some people don't experience anything at all. But the fact that you feel tired and a little kind of under the weather, I guess you could say,
Mhm.
is that it's challenging the immune system, which is what it's
Mm.
supposed to do. So your immune system is getting fired up, ready to fight the virus.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So they say that within a week, you might have like 50% immunity, and
Wow.
then after the second, it takes a week or so, and then I just read something the other day that said Pfizer was saying 98% immunity.
Wow.
But
That's crazy.
when you go on the road with Brian, you should still wear a mask.
Yes.
Because we're getting information every day, it seems, about the variant of the virus. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I plan on doing everything as if I didn't
Right.
get the shots.
Yeah.
But
You have far less anxiety. Yeah.
yeah, I already do feel.
Yeah. You start to really feel like a superhero after a while.
That's pretty cool.
But that for me to be tired, getting it Tuesday and still be tired Saturday, is that normal?
It can last a couple of days, but yeah,
Yeah, it's just me.
just thinking about it too much and equating normal day fatigue on a Saturday with, oh, I got that vaccine.
Right.
It's a humble brag. Or
Yeah.
something. Sorry, I'm tired. I got the vaccine 2 weeks ago. It's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, I'm tired from skipping the line.
Yeah, you could try working it, Stephen. See how it goes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts on? What were we talking about?
Well, you had the oh man, what did you have? Wait, so much time's gone. Oh, the gym ripped you off.
Yeah, what do you feel, Dr. Deb, about somebody who gets upset and then doesn't care anymore? Like, what is that? How do you get so worked up and then just like be kind of over it and you don't even want to deal with it anymore? But at the moment, you feel like you're Atticus Finch, arguing your case. That's life or death. And then
I got that mistaken for Katniss Everdeen, so I was like, what does she do that argues?
Is that the person from that
Mockingjay?
That's not what it's called.
Hunger Games,
right?
Yeah,
What is Katniss talks?
I think you did get worked up. Epinephrine just really gets you going, and then sometimes when they're arguing nonsense, right? You get confused, right? When somebody's arguing nonsense, and then it's like with these tricky words and the way the words are put, kind of get a little worn out about it. And I think the I don't care anymore is kind of a defense mechanism, because what you said was, I don't know what to do next. I don't know what to do about this. So you kind of just throw your arms up and walk away. So you probably just need a little bit of time to be able to use the thinking part of your brain to strategize what to do. And with those kinds of things, well, you were doing email, right? Because I was going to say it always works better in writing. But I would just take a few of their words and use the same words to put it from your vantage point.
I tried that. Yeah. I think maybe I came in too aggressive and they kind of dismissed me. And I thought maybe they'd be like, well, to keep your membership, maybe we'll waive these fees. Of course they didn't. They're the gyms are, the cancel culture should focus on them. The cancel these memberships.
Right. Yeah. There does seem to be something under the current there about, well, they're trying to make money because they've lost a tremendous amount of money. And, our heart goes out to all those businesses in New York and everywhere. So they're doing the best they can, but you're just going to have to wear them out the way you got worn out.
Yeah, that's true. And it was bad before they're closed, and now everyone's got a Peloton and weights. I feel like all I do on there is do the bike and then lift a couple of weights. So
Yeah.
do I need to be in a smelly place and deal with like evil people to
Yeah, who
do
wants to
those
go to the
things?
gym anymore? That's scary. But I think what you could do is just say, I've taken what you said. I've thought about what you said about waiving my fees for my membership.
They
And
didn't say that.
I thought you just said that they said that.
No, I was hoping they would.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't. They didn't. They just said pay and then we'll talk. That's where we left off.
Yeah. Well, I guess you have to look at the contract and see what the contract says.
I'm sure there's some clause in there that's screwing me. I have it somewhere. I'll look at.
Yeah, you must have signed a contract. You can probably pull it off the web too. So there's probably some tricky language, and you can just offer tricky language back to get out of it.
I will. I'm gonna deep dive into them.
Well, once they get their claws into you.
I hate to say this again, but I think part of the bigger picture is we're coming up on a year of COVID. And
Unbelievable.
yeah, so when you have minimal interaction, minimal social engagement, and then when you are engaged in a battle for your money, it is stressful, and we get anxious. And sometimes, Andrew, with anxiety, we just give up. We just walk away. That fight or flight response. The flight is just walking away. And that kind of gets us into trouble sometimes at work when we have a project we really got to do, and we just can't get it right. It stresses us out, and we just give up on it. And then we get in trouble, or in school where we got a paper to write and we give up on it, or a conflict in our relationship that we refuse to face. Yeah, so it's a protective mechanism that as an adult gets us in trouble.
Yeah, I do that all the time. If I'm at work and I get an email and I'm like, this email is so ridiculous, asking me to do this, doesn't make any sense. I'll ignore it. And then I'll get the email a week later, like, why did you not do this? And I'm like, I got to do it now. But I could have said like all that before, but I just like ignored it, hoped it would go away. And of course, nothing goes away. Every problem you have is around the corner.
Yeah. I suggest a couple of things. One is when you get that, and I would recognize the feeling in my body about, okay, I'm feeling this somewhere, because it's that tricky little body response that's triggering our lizard brain to make us just, remove ourselves. So try to pay attention to where it's hitting you in your body and notice that. We talked, or Stephen mentioned a while back on your episodes about rain. Recognize is one of them, and acknowledge the feeling. So part of that would be to recognize what your body is telling you, and it's telling you, ugh, and that ugh is somewhere. And so then that, okay, I don't have to deal with this now, but I do have to deal with it soon. So kind of think about the best time in the day where things don't bother you or stress you out as much. Some people, it's the first thing in the morning. Some people, it's after lunch. But there is a time probably in the day where you're less stressed to deal with something, and then you can do it that way. And then the other thing is to take the offensive, to write back immediately. Sorry, I'm really busy right now. I'll get back to your email as soon as I can. Or I've got your email, and give me a couple of days to take a closer look, so that you're not, refusing the email or refuting it, but you're giving yourself a little time to just come back around when you're feeling a little less stressed.
That's true, and it gives them validation, like they're not being ignored, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, Dr. Deb. That was really helpful.
Yeah, thank you.
We got one topic. Well, first of all, we got to shout out Ronnie Martinez, who wrote in that she went through a hard time with Texas, but I think that's all done. She wrote in like right after we recorded. So good.
Well, hopefully you're safe, Ronnie, and
yeah, God bless you. And down there, I know it's a hellhole, and with the pipes and breaking and stuff.
Yeah, best of luck and write in how you're doing. We'd love to hear from you. Make sure you're all right.
Yeah, and okay, so we got a topic that is about today. So we got this guy from Mark. His name's Mark Kahn on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote that he's anxious about having home repair in his house. So he's like, I guess he dug a hole in his backyard and hit a pipe.
He hit a pipe. He doesn't know what pipe it is. Doesn't know if it's sewage or if it's an old pipe that isn't used for anything anymore. And he says he's worried about getting a hold of a plumber because he's worried it's going to be super expensive. But if he leaves it, what if he has something go wrong with his yard?
This reminds me of a Beavis and Butthead episode where they watched Beverly Hillbillies and they're like, hey, we live in Texas, we could get rich, and they dug a hole in their backyard and hit a sewage pipe, and then poop came out. And they're like bubbling crude, and they put the poop in the barrels and try to sell it to their neighbor.
Well, that's one solution.
So my advice to you, Mark, is to smell this pipe. I don't know if it stinks, then you might hit sewage.
Well, old water stinks anyway, but I do need to have an emergency utility check that could be free because, you're paying for your utilities. So, one thing would be to call the gas company and say, I think I hit a gas pipe. Because they'll come out right away.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, they'll come out and
they'll be like, it's close to gas, it's sewage.
Yeah. We'll call the sewage utility, whoever they are.
At least they'll tell you what it is and who to call.
Yeah, Mike Rowe comes out from Dirty Jobs. He's like, oh, God. I don't even have a show anymore. I just check out old pipes for fun.
I'm bored. You know what they say? If it smells like sewage pipe and it looks like a sewage pipe, it's probably a sewage pipe.
Yeah, but
put that in your sewage pipe and smoke it.
That's the thing with anxiety, though. We tend to catastrophize. So if something bad is happening, we catastrophize it. We make it much worse than it could be. And then that triggers that lizard brain to take action. And then we're not planning appropriately when that happens. So we have to go back to what we said before, is tell that lizard brain, you're right, this could be expensive, but we don't know. And right now, we're not safe. I mean, we could be making it worse. So we do have to find out. You don't have to spend any money to find out something.
That's true. All right. Well, that's cool. Okay.
Wow.
Well, Dr. Deb, that was very helpful advice, and I'm sure Mark Kahn appreciates that. And that was not only good mental health advice, it was good practical advice for people who are digging holes in their backyard, looking for pirate treasure or whatever you're doing back there. Well, everybody, that wraps up the episode. We are truly blessed to have you as listeners and to have Dr. Deb here. And the podcast keeps growing, and with these lights and cameras, who knows?
Yeah, we just need some action, and then we'll be. We're doing good. You guys are great. Thank you so much for listening. And now that these videos are on YouTube, and if you want to tell somebody about the podcast, these are free videos of the episodes.
Yeah, and if we need subscribers, everybody, I forgot to mention this earlier, and I guess I'll mention this on the intro, but we need 50 subscribers to get YouTube to let us change our name, because right now our YouTube handle is YZ Gibblegook.
I came up with that, but all right.
It looks like Bowie walked on the keyboard. I don't even know what it is. It's an alien language to access our YouTube, and if you search Panic Attacking, I have to wade through on YouTube. You have to wade through like these psychiatrists.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, yes.
So we need some heat on us. We'll try to fix that. And
we know we have more than 50 listeners. So subscribe to our YouTube. That would be helping us out a great deal.
And we're working on the channel. Stephen had been posting videos that just said episode 2, which I don't know if you guys have ever searched for a podcast and just put in episode 2 without any other details.
Well,
but
they were in there privately, and I forgot to change them for when they were becoming public. So that is on me. But when I originally titled them, they were not public.
When I went in there, I'm like, "What is this?" It just says episode 2. I would be. What are they, Star Wars fans?
I mean, there is crossover there.
The Clone Wars. All right, everyone. Well, stay tuned for the outro. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
My heart starts beating really fast.
Hey, guys. Thanks for listening to the episode.
Really appreciate all the support. If you like the podcast, please share it. Tell all your friends. Give us a high rating. Like, subscribe, all that jazz. And we're on social media. I'm at Not Steve Rogers on Instagram and Twitter. Steven Rogers Comedy on Facebook and StevenRogersComedy.com.
And I am on Twitter, Chavone, SCHIAVONE. And on Instagram, I'm Andrew Chavone, same spelling as before. On Facebook, I'm Andrew.Chavone. And my website is AndrewChavone.com.
Perfect. Thanks for listening, and see you next week, guys.
See you next week.
Attacking